to Maharani Trophy 2026, and it's match number 1, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters and Gulbarga Mystics. We are right here live from the iconic Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, and this is of course season 2 of the Maharani Trophy. And it's a little bit of a delay that we are beginning this first match because it was the rain gods who just came down and wished us. But what is it to look at in the center of the ground? That's the pitch. What is it going to be? We had K. Srinath out there in the center a short while ago. Let's go down to him to look at what the pitch is looking like for this game.
We are at the iconic M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bengaluru, and today is day 1 of the much-awaited Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026. And the first game is just about to start. There was a bit of a delay due to rain, and I am here at the business end wherein the first game is going to happen. I can see a fair sprinkling of grass and some cracks, but well rolled in. 60 yards is the boundary distance across. And yes, the team that would win the toss would certainly look to have a bowl first because of the rain that's been around for some time now. But overall, a couple of overs in, something for the faster bowlers. If they get past that, I think we are in for a run feast. Fasten up your seat belts, and we can expect some quality cricket, value for shots, and a well carpeted outfield. Folks who are in to watch this game, we are in for a lot of runs here.
Thank you, Srinath. And we had Naveen Shauri at the toss, and let's see what happened there. It is toss time here for the Maharani Trophy 2026, and the first game, of course, it is a little curtailed. It is an 18-over match, and yes, the two captains are right here next to the trophy. Of course, we have Pratyusha, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' skipper, and also Gulbarga Mystics' skipper, of course, is Rajeshwari is right there, and on to my extreme left is the match referee, Mihira Chogleji. Thank you so much, ladies in attendance for this toss, and I think Pratyusha has a coin, and she'll be flipping. Yes, please go for it. Heads is the call. And heads it is, says Mihiraji. And please, Rajeshwari, you won the toss. What would you like to do?
We like to bat first.
Bat first. Okay, 18-over match.
Ball first. Sorry.
You want to?
Ball first.
Bowl first. Okay, you said no. No worries. No worries. Bowl first. You will take that. Okay, so 18-over match. And how is the preparation for the first match going to be?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಜನರು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇದು ಸೊ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯೆನ್ಸು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಸೊ ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಿದೆ ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡೋಣ ಮ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ
ಖಂಡಿತ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬೋಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ಸೇಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಅಹೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ
ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮ್ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ಗೆ ಆಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅದೇ ಥರ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಸೊ ನೋಡೋಣ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಸೊ ನಾವು ಆ ಥರ ಏನು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಡಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ
ಆಲ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಡಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರತ್ಯುಷಾ ಯಾ ವಾಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ವನ್ ದ ಟಾಸ್
I think we would have bowled first as well. It's a curtailed game, and obviously batting first will always have a disadvantage. So we were also fielding first. No, nonetheless, we'll try to put up a good score here and restrict them.
Yeah, Rajeshwari almost fumbled saying batting first, but still she said no, I want to bowl first. That's good. And how is your team combination looking like, Bengaluru Blasters? Of course, in the Maharaja Trophy in the finals, you were runners-up. Something to do with that, to go ahead and carry out a big legacy.
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of young all-rounders. I think we have a good balance of both bowling and batting. So looking forward for all the young girls to step up. They're very energetic and looking to play here.
All the very best. Don't worry about the heavy price tag on you. Just do well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. There is it. The news from the center as Gulbarga Mystics have won the toss and they want to bowl first. Keep watching. They're in the middle a short while ago. And yeah, it is a 18-over match. That's a very important aspect because 5.2 overs of power play. Both the batters of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters are in the middle. And it's a very important match for them because in the toss, remember, that's exactly what we spoke of. Because just at the back of the Maharaja Trophy, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters being the runners-up. And it's a very important legacy that Pratyusha Chaluru has to carry forward. And for Gulbarga Mystics, the captain herself will come into the attack for the first ball in the first over. I'm Navin Shaurya. Alongside with me is Param Shah. He'll be joining in with us with a lot of experience that he brings along as well in the operations department, of course, of our very beloved KSCA. There is a slip in place, and for the first ball, we're all set for two fielders being outside the ring, as it is long on and deep mid-wicket. Right, as the umpire calls it play, Rajeshwari will be beginning the first ball. Nice flight to begin with. Good afternoon, Param. Happens first match. I guess she was thinking two things. Rachita and Inchara out there in the middle for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Nice delivery, the second one as well. Not giving her any room. And she later told me after the toss that in my head I'm thinking bowling, but I don't know why did I say a fumble out of calling it as batting, but yeah, happens. Short ball down the leg side will be the first runs on the board. White ball. And very important that Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters also understand that what was being told in the pitch as well. Again, trying to create some room. She's maintained good line though. And yeah, this pitch is definitely not 160, 170 around. It's an 18 over game. So say somewhere around 130, 140 will be a good score. Driven, outside edge, flies past the backward of point fielder, boundary. First one here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. And Inchara does it, not convincingly, but yeah, that'll be counted as 4 runs. Top edge, and that square leg catch has been completed. First wicket goes down. Trying to play the shot across the line. It was a straight delivery, and Rajeshwari strikes here for Gulbarga Mystics. That short square also against the turn. Unnecessary shot being attempted just after the boundary there from Inchara. Has to walk back. What a good strike there for Rajeshwari. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 5 for 1. Last ball of the first over still remaining, as Rajeshwari will be really happy as Nandini walks in at number 3 for the Bengaluru Blasters. A quicker one. Good over to finish after the first over. 5 for 1. Gulbarga Mystics to share the new ball right from the Anil Kumble end. Yeah, very important as it comes along with a nice strong run up. Oh, that's blasted away. Over that mid-on fielder. Boundary. Second one. I think the umpire is just checking if it fell right before the boundary ropes. But from the commentary box, we could probably see that it did feel and it was a boundary. Yeah, right. It's been signaled as the boundary as well. As Trisha starts off with a half volley. A good strike, as you said, big heave. And immediately changing the field as well. Down the leg side. That wouldn't have been really liked by Inchara the way she played that one. Still will manage a couple of runs. She's probably trying to play that shot. Just passing fine leg, isn't it? Very important that they do take that advantage. Again, a big slog over mid-wicket this time. But fielder will cut it across. Putting that fielder back really worked for Rajeshwari, isn't it? You know, because just after that boundary, the fielder moving out, kind of a boundary-saving technique. And also taken off the slips because Trisha is probably not getting anything there in terms of the movement. Oh, now it passes the outside edge. Just outside off stump. You take the slip off and Rachita tries to play a cute little cut shot.
Chances.
Yeah, true. It's very important that they can stay on with this one. The keeper of Gulbarga Mystics as well. Again, a slice will beat the fielder at the 25-yard ring. They'll again come back for a couple of runs more. But very important here, Param, as you know, the second season of Maharani Trophy 2026. How do you see this happening in? Because you've been there in the operations and the setup and all that. So the discussion did happen in the middle of Maharaja Trophy. We can keep talking about that story after this ball, wherein the Maharaja Trophy just began. And I think we were in Hubballi, Mysuru. After Mysuru, we were in Hubballi. Now that's not timed really well, but will cross the fielder at mid-off. Good stop. Very good fielding. Nicely saves that boundary. Again, not off the middle of the bat. And manages to pull that one down nicely. Really well done on that occasion.
17 for 1. End of 2 overs.
Right, so beginning the third over now will be Rajeshwari again from the Rahul Dravid end. Yeah, Param, so what was the discussion on in commencing the second season?
Yes. In the years to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a big mention that you just made, because 2025 it was just 3 teams that played in the Aluru grounds, and now playing here at the iconic Chinnaswamy, and of course the 4th team coming in. Adds up to a good calculation in that points table, isn't it? Top two go to the finals. Simple.
So we're getting to see a lot more talent. Big heave there and towards covers. It goes for another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Stepping down the wicket mattered the most. Rajeshwari can really turn the ball if it actually pitches in that good length area, but just a touch fuller, that's all. That was the issue. That's it. And then she got a better of that one over extra cover. Good strike there from Nandini once again, just trying to middle the ball really well. And now that is the turn that I was talking about. Comes in sharp. Again, steps down, finds the gap this time as well. Another boundary of the over. Cracking drive. Well, Nandini's thought, okay, we've had enough. Let's take on Rajeshwari. A fabulous second time in the over. She's not been afraid to step down the wicket for Rajeshwari. Not easy, very experienced campaigner Rajeshwari Gaikwad. She's been around the circle for a very long time. And now what's her reply going to be? Just drifts down the leg side. Nice timely flick. That will once again reach the boundary ropes. Costly over from Rajeshwari. 3 boundaries in this over. And 3 overs gone. And should be 29 for 1. So I think in between the overs, I think we will have time to even discuss more. Of course, Kalpana ma'am being one of the main architect right here with all the support that's coming in from the association. Yeah, totally. And that's the batting lineup as well as Inchura. Just trying to play the ball across the turn, top edging that one. Good catch there from Kinjal Patel. There's a bowling change. And of course, the entire panel of commentators and everybody managed really well by Srinivas Murthy, and everybody does well in terms of going ahead and putting out Vikram, K. Srinath, myself, Param, everybody in the mix. As there's a change, the first change that's coming in from the Anil Kumble end as well as Kushi will be brought into the attack. I think and starts off with a shorter delivery. Straight to the fielder though. Very important that first up there's a change because Rajeshwari was expensive at the other end. Nice turn. And that finds the gap at back of point. They will manage a couple of runs for sure. Will be pulled back in. And now, how often have we spoken about partnership in fielding, isn't it? It has to happen there. And the effort from the fielder who chased the ball was really good. But you had another fielder almost close to the ball to go out there and pick that one and return to the keeper as well. That's why I was talking about the partnership in fieldings as well. Oh, good one. Right up there. Almost yorked herself. And I like Kushi's action as well, because you don't get to watch a lot of deliveries that is coming out of her hand. Nice Nice confusing action, I should say, as a batter. There, see? Down the leg side, drag that one. She's got a batter on that. That will run away for another boundary as well. Another one for Nandini as she zooms past that 16-run mark in just 9 deliveries. She's making sure this power play pays off well for the Bengaluru Blasters. And also, I guess he was trying to bowl a quicker delivery just because there was that slash in the previous ball. Just a touch quicker and dragging that one down the leg side. I was talking about Kushi's action, isn't it? It's so confusing as a right-hand batter. See, nice angle now to watch it. There, her leading arm hasn't come across so protrudingly forward. Just goes in with the delivery of the arm. Confusing for a batter to pick her, especially if you're a right-hander and the ball is a leg spinning ball turning away from you. And I'll be happy if she can just bowl a touch slower. That's more like it. Yeah, flummoxed the batter really well. 4 overs gone, 37 for 1. So we're talking about the conception of Maharani Trophy 2026 second edition. How did the fourth team, the franchisee that did come into play?
See a lot more teams there.
Oh, you should actually, especially when the franchises are interested. I think the player pool is now a kind of a responsibility on ourselves as KSCA that we do provide the player pool for the franchisees. But as Harshita comes in for the 5th over from Rahul Dravid end. Nice line to start off. Now mostly 104 players going under the hammer, isn't it? Slash again. And definitely under the newly installed lights as well in our Chinnaswamy Stadium. It got inaugurated as we were in the middle of Maharaja Trophy. But that's a good shot towards deep square leg. Boundary. That was so beautifully timed. Again, Nandini leading the charge from the front. And also I love the way that she played so much in front of square. Did not allow the ball to come in and play late. She did play the ball early, played it very early, and that's where the ball went in front of square as well at that square leg region. And again, as you said, no field change still done because that wider mid-wicket is still out there in the deep. Gulbarga Mystics will be loving to see Nandini's back towards the dugout, isn't it? She's done a lot of damage as of now. Stepping down, doesn't connect it well, but still takes the ball over that mid-wicket fielder. 6, first one, Cycle Pure Ragapati 6 of the Maharani Trophy 2026. Also, for an instance, the fielder looked interested, isn't it? Just for a half a second. And then she said, oh no, that's sailing off. Dot delivery to end the over. 5 overs gone, 47 for 1. It's a good beginning. As there be change of voices, Srinath and Vikram will be joining in.
Thanks, Vikram. They say rain is always a sign of auspiciousness. That's how we've started this Maharani Trophy. And nothing better than that. And what a perfect setting to start off this Maharani Trophy. I think July 12th was the final of the Maharaja Trophy. And within a span of 10 days, we are starting the Maharani Trophy. And what a platform this has been, you know, for our boys to showcase their talent. And here we are today at the iconic Chinnaswamy Stadium to kickstart this Maharani Trophy.
Quite right, and as that ball is swept away back towards backward of square, that's a boundary. We have two very aggressive batters out there, Srinath. We're going to have a lot of run flow happening very shortly.
Absolutely, 5.2. That's the end of power play, and one more boundary coming in from the bat of Nandini. Nandini is on fire, 27 of 16. The way she's taken the bowling on is something commendable. And yes, the power play has come to an end. The viewers need to understand it's a truncated game due to rain. 18 overs aside. Now the restrictions are off.
That ball just given straight to the mid-off fielder. Yes, very rightly, Srinath. This is a tremendous platform, and as you said, there is an element of auspiciousness about this, and we're already seeing some very exciting cricket happening here.
And these games are streamed live on YouTube, and there'll be a package of the highlights shown on Sony, and there would be a lot of scouts who would be eyeing these games very keenly. What's more important is playing under lights, the same sort of platform that was provided to the boys when they played the Maharaja Trophy. And what better facilities do you need? I think as youngsters, I still remember maybe 1982 was the first time I stepped onto this hallowed turf. It gives me a goosebump every time when I step onto this turf. We've seen, you know, the brick and mortar that came up and the stadium that's come up to this stage. And Karnataka, rather Bengaluru, is just not an IT city. We are first of its kind, even in terms of sport and the stadium also.
And that's a mighty heave that's going straight to the long-on fielder. That's a catch very well taken. That's a wicket fallen. And there, I think there's going to be some rethinking on the part of the Bangalore Blasters. Would they go for it, Srinath, now?
Against a run of play, we were just discussing about the way Nandini was taking the bowling on. A length ball going down on one knee and trying to clear the long-on fielder. High on the bat, no timing on that. And comfortably judged catch at long on. The wicket that the Mystics were looking for. Second wicket of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. It's Rachita, who's been dismissed for 20. 52 for 2, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
So the batter in is Lavanya Chalana. She's known to hit the ball fairly hard. She's played a lot of cricket right from the under-15s. And she's a genuine all-rounder. So let's see what she can come up with. Coming to that point of the stadium, we'll come back to that after this ball, Srinath.
The last ball of the over coming up. Finishes off well. One wicket in this over. End of 6 overs. 52 for 2, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
So we have a bowling change. It's going to be Kinjal Patel from the Rahul Dravid end. And she will be bowling to Rachita. That's an important loss of the wicket in Srinath. She is really somebody who's revolutionized the women's game from what we've guys have seen from the recent few years that we've watched cricket develop.
I think the evolution of women's cricket has gone a long way. In fact, I started following it about 20 odd years back, and where it stands as of today, since the inception of WPL 3 years back, is something phenomenal.
So Kinjal Patel, the left arm orthodox spinner, and Rachita just plays it straight back to mid-off. I think they're going to try and tighten their grip here, Srinath. It is, I think, a spin-oriented attack that the Mystics have in mind.
We talk about spin-oriented attacks. I think the forte of our national side itself is more reliant on spin. So I think we are a land wherein we boast of quality spinners and high-quality batters. And the advantage of having spinners in the side is, one, you bowl through your overs that much quickly. And if there is some assistance in the pitch, I think you can get through it that much quicker. So far, it's been a good start from Kinjal Patel. We've seen a good body action, and she's been able to deliver the lines and lengths on a good regularity.
And that's a mighty pull from Lavanya, just like her. She's not going to spare anything on the onside from what we've seen in the club matches. She is a hard hitter, and that's her favorite area also. So 57 for 2 as we near the end of the fourth ball.
Drag down, short ball, two fielders inside the ring, and all that he had to do was just give direction to that. High and handsome over, deep square leg. I think it was a commentator's curse talking about the lines and lengths. We see the field, we have a short third, backward point, extra cover inside. We have the short fine inside. We see a small field change. Is the captain following the ball and put a fielder back at deep square leg? I think they need to have 5 fielders within the 25-yard circle once the power play is done.
That's correct. That's another heave. It's going beating the fielder at the backward, deep backward square, and that's another boundary to Lavanya off a full toss. So I think Kinjal Patel is going to have to watch her lengths now.
Free hits for Lavanya. She's just come in, settling down nicely into her mode. A hit me ball, low full toss on the leg side. All that she had to do was just find the gap there, dissected the gap brilliantly between deep wicket and deep square leg. Though the short square leg fielder was pushed to the deep square leg, it was a comfortable boundary for Lavanya.
That ball just nudged back to the backward point and returned back to the wicketkeeper. That's the end of the over. 61 for 2 at the end of 7 overs. The next over, Bananisha Patil, another youngster in the ranks of Karnataka.
White ball called, but some exaggerated seam movement on that. In fact, we can see a fair sprinkling of grass on the pitch and some cracks, but nicely rolled in, 60-yard boundaries. Discussing about the field placements in men's cricket, it's about 4 inside, and in women's cricket it's 5 minimum to be placed inside. So this discussion keeps happening time and again as to why this. Many a times it's about the power that's involved in the game, but there certainly will be a day wherein it's going to be the same parameters for both men and women cricket.
Yeah, already in the recent past, in the World Cup which just ensued, they were talking, some of the women cricketers spoke about why not have the same setting as is for men, because there's been a lot more power in the women's game now. So maybe that's going to just round the corner to happen. And that's an LBW just looking to play inside out. Looked to me to be a bit of a leg cutter or just a ball which jagged off the pitch. And that is the unfortunate dismissal of Rachita for somebody who's captained the team, the under-19 Karnataka women's team.
Against a run of play, straight, keeping it within the stumps, and the umpire had no hesitation putting up a finger. And Lavanya, who started off well with 2 boundaries, has to get back to the crease. Nainisha striking once more in her second over. Back-to-back wickets for her. She had 1 in the first, 1 in the second. 62 for the loss of 3 wickets, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Coming to the crease is Chansi Krishnamurthy. She's a genuine all-rounder, a typical middle-order batter who likes to work the field, and a leg break bowler. She's captained the under-23 Karnataka women last year, the season gone by, and they just lost in the final, so we've come very close to the trophy under her.
Testing times, and they've lost 2 wickets back-to-back in a couple of overs, and this is more of a consolidation phase now. And Chandasi, the pressure is all on her. False start, not for the bowler. She's already into a second over. It's what's been impressive about Nainisha has been she's kept it within the stumps. The beauty of T20 cricket is the margin of error is very less for bowlers. The sort of placid tracks you play on, a little bit of room, they just carve you through the gaps and over the ropes. I think she's held her nerve well, deliberating within the stumps.
I don't think she's quite following your your technique here. I think, but this is a youngster who's really coming up. I remember last year she was the one of only 4 under-15 girls to be selected in the proper squad. So she's a youngster coming up, and she can also bat quite a bit, as what I understand.
The information you provided suggests that what sort of a platform this is for youngsters. To prove their mettle, and these games are being live streamed, and is it really an important thing for these girls to come out and express themselves? I think the beauty of cricket per se, and especially girls cricket today, you spoke about evolution of cricket and power in the game, but this was the brilliant shot using a wrist we saw. Slight misfield, coaching says never run on a misfield, but we didn't see both the batters in the screen at all. In end of it, lucky that she did make a round and it was just a single off the ball.
I think Nainisha persisting with that lovely line just around middle and off, and she's getting the ball moved just a little bit, putting the batter in some trouble. I'm sure the Blasters, the Kalyani Bangalore Blasters, will be a little troubled with the loss of quick wickets. But Lavanya is somebody who likes to launch the ball out, and let's see which areas she targets today.
Though it's a T20 format, but partnerships are an integral part of the game. When we talk about partnerships, we did see good power play, and as soon as 2 wickets fell back to back, we've seen a slowdown on the run rate. As we see the projected scores, it says 152 of 18 overs, which really is good enough on this surface. We always discuss cricket and Chinnaswamy. The altitude is high, 920 meters above sea level. Value for shots. Anything that goes in there is out of the boundary line. That's the way it is. And can we see some today is what is important. End of over number 8. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 66 for the loss of 3 wickets.
So Kushi will continue the leg break bowler, the unorthodox leg break bowler, which my commentator just like to watch bowling. Raichur girl, some pedigree in the family in cricket. Let's see what she delivers now. And that looked to be something like a bit of a top spinner or some sort of a indecision in that ball. Ball goes straight back just past Lavanya, who lets it go. Not really wanting to take a chance at this stage.
Kushi in Kannada is happiness. Now me and my good friend, another leg spinner, we played a lot of cricket together. Jani was very impressed when she was bowling in the practice. Leg spinners are a rare breed, and it's just not about watching them. Whenever they come out to bowl, there are some people who always are wicket takers. And what was impressive about Kushi was he was able to get a rip on the ball, get revs on it, which certainly could work on such surfaces. This is what we spoke about it. Just beating the infield, square cut, timing was exquisite. Beating the cover point and extra cover fielder. Welcome Kalyani Motors boundary for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Just Chansi's style. She likes to play all areas. If you look at the shot, as she plays, just goes back on the back foot, rocks back, and finds the gap perfectly well. Fantastic boundary. I think the tone is being set here. Yes, you just mentioned Johnny. Isn't he the same unconventional leg spinner who was really highly touted, the same guy you're talking about 30 years ago?
30 years ago, he was playing under 12s. I reckon I need to have a check with him once I finish my stint. But one thing I can vouch for is we bowl a lot in this ground. Each one of us from each end, off spin and leg spin. That is one thing I can vouch for. And he was somebody who had an eye for talent. So especially spinners and a very tough art. Of course, spin itself is tough, and especially leg spin. It's the only breed which bowls with fingers as well as wrists. Very difficult, but they are the ones who are in the vogue and in the hunt as far as white ball cricket and franchisee cricket is concerned.
That's ball played straight back to mid-off. So why would you say at the end of the over, 72 for 3? So Harshita is being introduced, the off-break bowler from Mysore. And she has played for the state also, played 3 years ago under 15, and thanks to her, the team progressed to the quarterfinal at that stage. We were unlucky to go any further, so she's been there, she's been watched by everybody. Quite a useful all-rounder to have also.
Spoke about leg spinners as gold dust. This breed is something that's really dying in franchisee cricket and T20 cricket. Unfortunate, the advent of the shortest format has seen quality off spinners not being a part of this format. Reasons being, we always speak about a good word which will be used very often in the days going by. It's called matchups. So, and my good friend is having a laugh. And I don't believe that off spinners cannot bowl to right-handers or leg spinners, left-armers bowling to left-handers. As we talk about it, and the matchups come into picture. Down on one knee and high and handsome over the country. It is a cycle, pure Agarbatti 6 from the blade of Lavanya.
Quite right. We're seeing slowly the power being unleashed. And I think there's going to be a bit of an acceleration here. But just coming to the point, why would you say that the wrist spinner has changed the T20 game? Why is he or she so valuable?
See, it's more about the wicket-taking ability, more than containing the runs. And they can bowl within the power play, they can bowl in the middle overs, they can bowl in the death. A few names quickly that spring up to the mind is somebody like Yuzvendra Chahal. There was Yashraj Punja, our own Karnataka boy who created waves in the IPL, hails from his own state. And of course, the legendary, my good friend, old Anil Kumble, in this later half when he turned out for RCB, he weaved magic with his leg spinners. So when I say gold dust, they are really gold dust. But off spinner, I have bowled lakhs of overs as an off spinner. You know, when she got it for a 6, he said off, went off, on target, but went off the target.
This ball Ashita just played down to back of the square and returns the keeper for the easy 2. Do you think that actually the pace bowlers didn't live up to what they could have done today? Is that why the Mystics moved on to spin?
I think it's about started off with pace at one end, and obviously you had the Indian cricketer Rajeshwari Gaikwad, who's pretty experienced at this level, starting off with a left arm spin. Last ball of the over coming up. Quietly nudges it down to long on for a single. End of over number 10, the halfway marker. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 83 for 3. This also will signal a timeout. It will be a welcome drink for 2.5 minutes.
ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Skinjal Patel will continue from the Rahul Dravid end. Short ball, straight to the fielder, short third. But more importantly, what we were also discussing was the inception of the second season of the Maharani Trophy 2026, and especially with the new regime of our President Venkatesh Prasad and the entire committee members. Now it's so important to have the second season also get off to a good flyer.
Yeah, absolutely. And no bigger platform than playing it at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium under the new lights. And the management has done exceedingly well in terms of getting this tournament back. And our franchises have been very, very excited as well.
And also previously when Srinath and Vikram were on, we're talking about the four-fielder rule for the women cricket. And because I've seen all across the globe, especially with the ACC matches that happens, the Asian Cricket Council matches that happens, and straight down the ground, there is a fielder at long on. So when the women format comes along, it's always been four fielders outside the ring is what the general norm is. But yeah, due to a lot of power hitting, especially from the Aussies, I think there should be a plan that will be quickly devised in to put another fielder outside the ring. But I kind of feel that that'll reduce the excitement. Four fielders outside, get more boundaries, get more numbers on the board.
Yeah, I guess women's cricket is now on par with the men's cricket, and we can see them clear any boundary. So, yeah, that rule being implemented could be a possibility in days to come.
It should be a nice one when it comes along. 11 overs gone, 85 for 3. She's the one who's actually made a lot of damage in the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters batting lineup. Into her third over. That's heaved along in the gap towards the backward square. Boundary. Good welcome there from Lavanya.
Yeah, full delivery there from Naisha, and Lavanya quick on it towards the leg side, clearing that deep square leg fielder.
And they realize that this is an 18-over game and this is the time. Attack the best from the opponent in the first or the second delivery of the over. Lavanya again continuing from where Nandini left off. Very important that they keep this pressure on. Up in the air again. Same region, but the result maximum. Big shot. The second six of the innings here. And Cycle Pure Agarbatti 6 for Lavanya, and Bengaluru Blasters will enjoy this.
The exact same delivery from Naisha, and the exact same treatment, but going over the rope.
Yeah, that man dropped the catch. Probably tough to find a slot for him in the field, but and now Nainisha, she'll probably have to just switch that line from that Midland leg towards off. I understand there are all boundary riders on the onside. Outside edge! Ah! She just did what I said, but does not get paid off in the better way. Boundary again. Lavanya will take it the way she comes.
Yes, just adding insult to injury there. Just a nick and going down the fence towards third man. The fielder inside the 30-yard circle.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. With the way that Lavanya is trying to get the ball through. Good change up. Very good change up. Good thinking. They will get a couple of runs. Load the pace down really well. Chance at the keeper's end. If the throw would have been a little more quicker. Umpire wants to check it. Right. First referral of the match. Param. Kind of looks close.
Yeah, very close there. The gone for a referral, but looked extremely close there, Naveen.
Totally. Yeah, the throw also went in. Just a touch slower. Yeah, I think that's what Soumya Verma will be feeling. The keeper of Gulbarga Mystics. Just a touch quicker. She would have been in a lot of trouble. First a brilliant delivery, I should say. Just when the moment when the boundaries were been draining in. She bowled that slow delivery really well. Good thinking from Nainisha under pressure. And the decision from the television umpires' room will go down. And we will see the signal from the umpires as well. But all accolades to the way that she bowled that slow one.
Yeah, good delivery there. I think first couple of deliveries went for a boundary. She had to change it. She had to mix it up a little. And she did exactly that. Kept it just short of length and slow.
And like I was mentioning in the previous partnership in the commentary box, of course, Srinath and Vikram trying to talk about off spinners against right-handers. My favorite topic generally when I'm with Srinath as well, because I'm a left-hander, I'm a left-hand bat. You know, when you have played so much of club cricket and division level cricket, I kind of struggle when there is a left-hander batter kind of facing a off spinner. Especially it's not easy because goes away from you, don't realize whether it's going to come in straight. There's been a lot of confusions, but yes, definitely against right-handers, they do kind of struggle. Good thinking again. Nice aggression, Nainisha. That's what we want to see, girl. Come on, that's a good end to the over. 12 gone, 100 up on the board for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. 101 for 3. Beginning the 30th over now from the Rahul Dravid end, and it is 101 for 3. More important to see how the next 5 overs will be panning out. They've got long on and long off down there, and more importantly, what is the plan now from Chandasi is very clear. See, he's trying to rotate strike and just give it back to Lavanya. That's all.
Yeah, intelligent cricket here. Putting the pressure back on the bowler. And we were mentioning earlier that the off-spinner bowling to the right-hander, is that a rare thing to see now in T20 cricket? But we're seeing a lot more spin in today's game.
Well, that's is being seen in as the left-handers are coming in more and more. Effort was brilliant, but down the ground, boundary again. And this is exactly what we are trying to say. Chandasi rotating strikes to Lavanya, and she is delivering it for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yep. Went back, and Roshni at long on tried her best. Great effort, but unfortunately will be a Kalyani Motors boundary.
Again, see how intelligent. Just after the boundary, rotating it, keeping the scorers busy. That's exactly what you need, at least in the next couple of overs, and then you just need to go out there and do well. And talking about the off spinners bowling to the left-handers, the reason why it gets a little more tough is because, especially when you have a bowler bowling in from over the wicket, generally your peripheral view, it needs to be really, really strong as a left-hand batter. And in the game of world cricket, don't see any great left-handers do really well against offies when you speak of numbers and running, the scores that they've got against them.
Yeah, hence it's
First match, coordination, everything that needs to settle down. Yeah, that's exactly what Lavanya is signaling from the other end to Chandhasi, saying, okay, let's settle down. It's fine. We've got good runs in this over. Boundary, of course, will be really importantly counted down the ground. Strong shot. What a stop. Nicely done. That ball was travelling, but they will come back for the second run. End of the 13th over. 111 for 3. I believe in those Nelsons. No? Yes?
No, not a big believer of the Nelson. But umpire David Shepherd used to stand on 1 foot when the score was on Nelson.
Seriously. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೆಲ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 111 ಅಂತ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂಚೂರು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಶಕುನ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಡೇವಿಡ್ ಶೆಪರ್ಡ್ ತುಂಬ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಅಂಪೈರ್. ಒಂದು ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಅಂಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರು, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಲೆಗಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಈ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಕಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಲೆಗ್. ಜನರಲಿ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನೆಲ್ಸನ್, ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಸೀನ್ ಹಿಮ್ at the straightish end. I don't know whether that's a good omen for him, but he's always got to celebrate the Nelson. That's really not timed well, and the fielder will get under it. Gone. Kushi spreads another happy moment here for the Gulbarga Mystics, and it is the partnership now that will be broken in.
Leg spinner coming in from the Anil Kumble end, and well taken from Roshni.
A very good catch. She kept her the eyes on the ball, and like I said, very important partnership that has been broken. Still, Lavanya stays on. That's a good news there for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. And Roshni really takes that one very, very comfortably at long on. And now it's time for the costliest player of Maharani Trophy 2026 to walk out to the centre. The skipper of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, Pratyusha Chaluru, walks in. In the toss, she mentioned that, whatever we want to put up on the board, I'm sure that we will go ahead and defend it. She was very, of course, apprehensive that she did not win the toss. She also wanted to bowl first, giving the conditions in. But yeah, being there with Lavanya will really work out well.
Yeah, a bit interesting here, Naveen. If you can see, they're 111 for 4, batting at a rate of 8.4.
And Nelson?
Absolutely, it is a Nelson. And but with another 4 to 5 overs to go, do you see them getting to that 140, 145 mark? That'll be very, very crucial here.
Yeah, you said it. Let's see at 145. First big shot from the costly player, and it's a boundary towards that wideish long off. Pratyusha gets off the mark with a 4.
Captain coming in, facing up first delivery. Clearing that infield at mid-off, going for a Kalyani Motors boundary.
And nicely rocked onto the back foot really well. And for her height, the way she manages to play those shots is really good. Oh, tries to innovate and invent a shot. Not needed, not needed, skipper. Played a very good shot. And just continue it.
Yeah, trying to clear the fielder at short third. Trying the reverse sweep.
A lot of flight. Beautiful delivery. And also speaking of that Nelson issues, exactly at 111, why there should be a wicket that goes down?
I like what Kushi is doing here. I like that she's keeping it full. She's keeping it tight in that line.
Slash! Oh, just over point. Should have been a little more greater effort. Just was a little casual, I reckon, there. Harshita at point should have just gone for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a casual effort there.
Now they've got the long off back for Lavanya. Steps down and now at point she's been dismissed. Lavanya has to walk back. Well, once again Kushi is trying to do everything that that was right, as Parami was mentioning. Yeah, she's just keeping it straight, keeping it tight, and a very good catch at point. Nicely done, as another wicket goes down. Not at the right time for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, I should say, as Lavanya has to walk back. 14 gone, 116 for 5.
Up and much of damage done. They come back for two. Now they settle for one, and end of the 15th over, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 121 for the loss of 5 wickets. year. She's already picked up 2 wickets in her first game in the Maharani Trophy, and the sort of impact she's created. We always spoke about leg spinners, wrist spinners being bold as exploded once again, and the sort of information you've given to our viewers, saying she's also good handy with the bat and she can strike the ball long distance, and she's got 100 at a young age of 15. Certainly looking forward to such exciting talent which this tournament can throw up. Dancing shoes, Patricia settles the bowler, picks it a wonderful over extra cover inside out. One of the most tough shots to play in the game of cricket. Point precision, all that she had to do was pick the gap over extra cover. Little field set, deep point for the reverse sweep. We've got a deep fielder and sweep a point. Once again, we see the reverse. I think this is innovation at its best. I think what T20 cricket can throw up is such innovative shots. She's got 3 boundary riders on the leg side in long on, cow corner and deep square leg. So if she has to create a boundary on the offside, either one she needs to go down the ground, which she did already once. The boundary which she's trying to pepper now is between third and sweeper cover.
Well, a very seasoned coach told me that the sweep is the new drive. And now I'm seeing that probably the reverse sweep is the new sweep.
Clever stuff from Kushi. I think young girl, you said under 15, she got 100, and she just came through the catchment area in an open trial, not being a part of the auction. I think she's held her nerve really well, and mind you, she's playing against somebody who's an international cricketer, not being unnerved, not bowling to the name. She's just looking at the batter and saying, yes, here I am to do a job.
Yeah, we've seen her over the years in the women's game develop action as a little different now. She's kind of roll over like she used to call the baby Paul Adams earlier.
Brilliant finish to a spell. Excellent spell from Kushi. Finishes her 4, 2 for 26. End of 16, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters are 130 for the loss of 5 wickets.
Yeah, the Blasters will be ruining the loss of Inchara and Lavanya. Just harking back to that for a second, as we see Kinjal Patel coming in. And the season, now that's a catch out there as Mithila was shaping up to play an expansive shot towards the slog sweep area, the cow corner as they call it now. But that is straight into the hands of the fielder. And with that, Mithila perishes.
What an outstanding catch at deep mid-wicket from Prerna. Short ball was meant to be hit, but the sort of comeback, Kinjal Patel being into a short ball, dragged it down and got the elevation. Not much of timing on that. Brilliantly diving catch forward. These are the most toughest catches to take in the game of cricket. Brilliance on the field gets Mithila back into the hut. 6 of 5. Wicket number 6 for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. It's Pratyusha who's walking back. Rather, Mithila, 129 for the loss of 6 wickets.
Yeah, so the spinners have tasted some success today. And let's see what how well Kinjal Patel can finish. as we look at the new batter who's come in. Karnika Karthik, no stranger to this situation.
No sighters for Karnika. I believe in Vikram saying that she's no stranger to such situations. But Kinjal Patel has been outstanding so far. The spinners have had a field day, and she's picked up 1 wicket. Frugal economy, 1 for 12 and 2.2. Is it too early? But Pratyusha on strike. She's the one who's going to do bulk of the damage now.
So is the reverse sweep the new sweep now? You know, this is the form of the aggressive modern game. Just play around the field, don't play the bowler. And that's how you win matches by batting in T20, I presume.
The intent is clear, 4 fielders inside the ring on the offside. To pepper that infield, I think the best option is to go for the reverse.
And that's a beautiful shot just over to the cover region. It's going to go straight to the boundary, 2 fielders after it, and that goes to the boundary. That's a brilliant boundary there. In this situation, this is exactly what the Bangalore Blasters need. They're coming up with the goods, regardless of the loss of wickets.
Kalyani borders boundary 4 from Pratyusha. She can do this. She can do this all day long. Stepping out, inside out, just beating the infield. That's what is required rather than trying the fancied reverse. But don't be surprised if she comes up with one more.
Almost did. I must mention Karnika pulls out the scoop quite regularly. I'd be interested to see if they will set a field to see that she does not scoop and ramp often. She's a wonderful all-rounder. We'll be seeing more of her bowling in the second innings.
Oh, is it a missed chance? Kinjal Patel certainly disappointed. Single to finish the over. End of 17. 135 for 6, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
So for the last over, it'll be the experienced Rajeshri Gaikwad, another player who's represented India. You remember her from the World Cup of 2017, when she had that really onerous, that difficult task of seeing the team through. We couldn't sail through then, but of course our recent team made amends by winning the World Cup, just held recently in last in November of previous year.
Outstanding cricket once again, using a feet and excellent half stop at mid-off. We've seen some excellent ground fielding so far and a couple of catches being pulled off really well. These girls have an opportunity to go back and watch their own videos conveniently, on the YouTube, or the highlights can be caught on Sony. Such a wonderful platform. And Rajeshwari Gaikwad, you spoke about our experience. She bowled the second over in the power play. Coming back and saying that I'm the captain, I'll take the bull by the horns. She's come to finish off this innings.
There comes the scoop, which doesn't work out. You're right, she saved herself till the end, to that stage when she can really make an impact. And they hope to finish strong. They do say that sometimes the momentum you set, how you finish, decides how you will, by which side of the line you will come upon.
Absolutely, it's about how well you finish in the end overs, what we talk about, the acceleration in the last few overs. Once again, inside out, and stand and deliver was that. Outstanding Kalyani Motors boundary from Pratyusha. She's done it more than a couple of occasions in this innings. That was brilliant shot over extra cover.
Yeah, I think she's finding that 360 degrees may not work so well today. She's finding the other sections of the ground where she doesn't go too often, but she's bringing in the results. Now, what's Rajeshwari going to do to a fellow India teammate?
Oh, another excellent piece of fielding at short fine leg. This is the sort of brilliance we've seen on the field today. Mind you, this is just the first game of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026, and usually there'll be
That's a big heave going towards the long on fence, and it's going to be retrieved. The batter's running as hard as they possibly can. Pratyusha just reaches on time. They're making it count.
We played predictor in the combox, and one of my colleagues, Naveen, has got very close to that. He said 145. I think it's right on the money, but I say there's one more hit that would end up finishing them at 150. Predictions always. Last ball of this innings. There you go, with a flourish. Kanika finishes it off with a 6, and the predictions always come through, and that's a cut that takes you through. 150 is the total that they have reached. What a flourish. Kanika finishes off the innings with a brilliant 6 down the ground.
Yeah, well, you do finish well, and you seem to think you will win. I did say that Karnika is an asset. I wonder if there will be a rejig sometimes in the future games. See that she comes a little bit up. She really provides impetus 360 degrees usually from what I've seen in her batting.
Happy scenes in the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters dugout, and certainly there'll be a happy team getting to 150.
ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Yeah, I see this as a
Maharani
possible
Trophy.
This is going to be a little hard to chase. Your thoughts on how the pitch is likely to change in nature, if at all?
I believe when I saw the pitch at the start, it rained off and it was under covers, but absolutely no moisture. There was nothing underneath, a dry surface. That's why we've seen so much of spin being deployed and not that much of fast bowling. People could get carried away with a sort of tinge of green. They look at it, but it's cut very close to the ground, and absolutely we didn't see anything for the faster bowlers, barring a couple of balls which that seemed around a bit. And yes, the groundsmen are at the job. The sweeping and the rolling will happen, and we have a real good chase on hand. Don't go away anywhere. This is the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026 at our own M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. The first game of this tournament kick-starting today. There's the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters and Gulbarga Mystics. Mystics winning the toss. A little bit of issues in what they wanted to do.
ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಲೋಕ ಗಂಗಾಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಗೋಣ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Maharani Trophy.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Maharani Trophy.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನಸಲ್ಲೂ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಲೋಕ ದಂಗಾಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಗೋಣ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Maharani Trophy.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕನಸಲ್ಲೂ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ
Maharani Trophy.
Kanasallu cricket namma kanasallu Maharani Trophy Maharani Trophy Namma utsahakkendu namma ullasa Maharani Trophy Maharani Trophy ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರು
So 151 is what the Gulbarga Mystics need as we resume the second innings. Prerna and Krishika out there in the middle for the Gulbarga Mystics, and Namita D'Souza from the Anil Kumble end will be beginning the process with the ball. First ball. It's kept a touch down, touch low. I'm Navin Shaurya, alongside with me is Param Shah. 150. Param, I was thinking 145. Srinath was saying 150. Lucky that he got a 6 in the last ball. Probably he was thinking that he scored the 6, but no. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters is battered dead. But yeah, 150 psychologically good advantage.
Yeah, I think it's a good score. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters in the middle were looking a little, looking like they were not going to get to that 140 mark, but 151, good score. Short and wide, and fielder doing well there.
Lavanya did really play well in that mid overs, in the mid innings, and then most importantly, what happened was that flourish that came in from Pratyusha. She's there at mid off, trying to marshal her resources. She wants another fielder back, pushes her point fielder towards deep point, and brings in the back of the square leg towards short square. And not a right delivery to bowl when your short square leg is in the ring. Probably a length shortened. I think Prerna would have felt that she missed out an opportunity there.
Yeah, interesting strategy here from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. As we saw in the first innings, the spinners were, trying in. They were able to get a little more off the wicket. Maybe something different here from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Floater, and exactly the fielder placed in the deep. Comes in handy. It's a strategy, yes. Probably the spinners for the Gulbarga Mystics did really well. But mind you, there was Nanisha who got them that early breakthrough. So there is something for the faster bowlers, that's for sure, on this track. Tinge of grass, just a small little crack that is there on the turf, still holding good. Whenever you land the ball or land the seam on that grass, it is going to talk. It is going to make the batter think twice before completing a shot. A good stop, good half stop.
Yeah, I like this line here from Namita. Just that good length. And Krishika not able to get any room there.
Let's speak of the umpires as well, isn't it? Most importantly, standing at straight and square leg.
Yeah, not an easy job for the umpires.
Good over to start with for Namita D'Souza and Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. After the first over, 1 for no loss. So yeah, speaking of the umpires, very important, isn't it? Because I've seen what you do with the coordination in terms of getting the umpires to keep the ball rolling, keep the game going during Maharaja Trophy. We did see what efforts did you put in. Very important, isn't it, to keep them in the good spirits.
Absolutely. Umpire Mahesh C and the umpire at square leg, Zubaida Banu. Not easy at all, but they've been doing a fantastic job even during the Maharaja Trophy.
Yeah, totally all the umpires. I still remember especially Mr. Jaipal and co. Vasuki was there, and Abhijit Bengeri as the TV umpire, and also in the finals I should say Manu Pasha, Mohit. Everybody did really, really well. And the field, yeah, the backward of point comes in, and there's that deep covers. Oh, good start. Karnika Karthik. Brilliant. Yeah, this is exactly what we were mentioning. Hint of movement, that's all. And she was searching for it, Prerna.
Yeah, beautiful delivery there. Going outside the right-hander.
Leading edge. Chance. And it's been taken. There. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters strikes. And Prerna will be really, really disappointed. What a strike here from Karnika Karthik.
Yeah, not too much pace on it. She thought she could take it over the midfield. But almost a collision there. But beautiful, beautiful catch at the end.
Very important that she kept her eyes on the ball, especially when Karnika was right in her face. Just about to collide, like you said. But very, very good catch. Gulbarga Mystics will be really disappointed that Prerna had to go. Yeah, the supporters, yeah, they'll be happy. There, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' flag.
They'll be delighted, won't they? Early breakthrough in the power play. Exactly what the Gulbarga Mystics want. I beg your pardon. Exactly what the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters would like.
Karnika Karthik. Fabulous bit of a job that she did. Also, like I said, see that new ball. It's just holding up a little bit on the surface. Didn't come through really well. Roshni in at number 3. And for her, there's a deep backward of square and there's deep covers. Nobody in front of the wicket. So the length needs to be really precise from Karnika. No, it was a wrong length. Driven straight down the ground. Boundary. I was precisely mentioning that the length should be really good. Does not follow the correct length.
Yeah, too full from Karnika. And Roshni was quick on it. Senior player on the side. And she's an important cog in that wheel. I mean,
Yeah, and look at that high bat lift also, isn't it? Beautiful textbook shot. Elbow straight. Roshni. First ball. Boundary. Clearly playing the field. Karnika, bit of a lack of experience. Down the leg side, tried a slow delivery now. Again, the field doesn't change for sure. Pratisha also been very clear in terms of saying, okay, listen, this is what I'm going to provide. Try and deliver. There, every ball, she's talking to her bowler. She says, yes, this is the line that I want.
yeah, it's very important for that captain to have that communication with their fielders, with their bowlers. Try and keep them on their toes every moment of the game.
Short ball, pulled away. And that's the second boundary of the over. Wonderful timing again. And this is exactly what Karnika Karthik will not want to do. Again, the wrong in length.
Yeah, shot there, and Roshni again too quick to get onto that. Pulled away through that mid-wicket region. Beautiful timing there from Roshni.
Also, how strong she is with her bottom hand. We saw a couple of boundaries. First one that was driven down the ground, and then that back foot pull. Everything bottom hand coming into good play. Good over for both the sides, I should say. A wicket and a couple of boundaries. 2 overs gone. 11 for 1. Speaking of Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, even in the previous season of the Maharani Trophy, probably did not make it to the finals. It was Hubballi Tigers and the Mysuru Warriors, both of them there, and the Hubballi Tigers lifting the maiden coveted title, the first one. Amita D'Souza starts really well, but also how important it is to put the runners-up tag behind them for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters of the Maharaja Trophy. That's what exactly I asked Pratyusha there. Probably anything on the discussion, because, of course, you know, Shubhang Hegde's father, Samarth Hegde, of course, the man who's done really well for Karnataka cricket over the years, is the head coach of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. It's tough to, you know, come out of that disappointment and pain. What, we ended at 12th of this month, and then not even 10 days we are back here. Good stop. Directed. She would have been really struggling to get to the other end. Krishika, what do you think of coming out of that disappointment? How soon that is needed?
Yeah, I'm sure they will bounce back immediately. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters women's team, they want to get that victory. Get that W at the end of the tournament.
Much needed, isn't it? Get the queue first to the finals on the 2nd of August. That's exactly what it is. And a very important catch that was being taken in from Chandasi, because even the ground fielding that we saw from Gulbarga Mystics was top notch. Mind you, 150 up on the board for them was not easy. I see Pratyusha Charulu already warming up, maybe thinking of the next over, the skipper herself. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, a couple of boundaries in the previous over, so they might want to get those spinners on early, get that breakthrough, put the pressure back onto the Gulbarga Mystics here.
And also I've seen Pratyusha bowl. She has that very, very uncanny action. Be interesting how she goes with the ball, which is just probably 3 overs old. Not too many boundaries, but I would probably go with another seamer at the other end and then probably come back to Pratyusha from the Anil Kumble end, because what has happened is, when we saw in the first innings as well, the most of the wickets that came in to the spinners were coming in from Anil Kumble end. Oh, hang on. Krishika has been hit by the throw. Oh, that is not right. She's not feeling okay. She's really not feeling okay. I think the physio will come running out. Immediately, she showed her discomfort. Oh, that's a wrong spot to be getting hit. Yeah, see, the ball goes towards mid-off. Yeah, Pratyusha, just a casual throw. Oh, not a place to be getting the throw and getting the hit. Unintentional, very unintentional. And that's the concussion test that's happening. Very important. Whether it's the men's or the women's format. Pratyusha also very concerned of what the situation was. High sportive spirit being shown by her. She went in and checked on Krishika, and she'll be happy that she's okay. But concussion rule, very important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They look at the neck and the head region, and good sportsmanship from Pratyusha there. She looks to be all right, Krishika. .137 needed from 91 here, Naveen. You think the spinners coming into the attack after the third over might be a little bit of a challenge for the Gulbarga Mystics there?
See, the opening of the first 3 or 4 overs has not been great from Gulbarga Mystics, so they have a big task, an uphill task, I should say, and for that Roshni should carry on with the way that she started, and Krishika just needs to rotate strike. The end of the third over, 14 for 1. So Pratyusha Chaluru, the highest paid player of the Maharani Trophy 2026, into the attack. Skipper of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. She came out with the bat. She struck some lusty blows, and I'm a kind of a fan of her action. Yeah, there you go. Oh, already! Strike and gone! First ball, Pratyusha Chaluru picks up a wicket. Roshni was complaining that it was probably going down the leg, but it's the umpire decision that will stay. Sorry for the disappointment that's been shown in. Yeah, rightfully so from Roshni, but the decision will stay.
Yeah, Pratyusha in the first innings, when she came on to bat, hit a boundary in the first ball, taking a wicket of her very first ball when she comes on to bowl.
Very, very disappointing for Gulbarga Mystics. Probably did not pick the ball with the action at all, Roshni. She expressed her displeasure, but to no avail.
Yeah, Pratyusha here has got a quite an interesting action there. Bowling from the Rahul Dravid end.
Harshita gets off the mark at number 4, first ball. And like I said, I love her action, the way she comes in. Complete dominance in the way that she delivers the ball. Complete control when she lands the ball in as well. Also doesn't show the ball at all to the batter. Oh, there. It makes it even more tougher to pick her.
Yeah, flighting it beautifully. That's exactly what happened to Roshni there. Trying to play with the turn, coming in to the right-hander.
Small question from Pratyusha. Nothing there from the keeper behind the stumps. But they are very important that they kind of see off Pratyusha in a while, because they are not chasing a big total, but they need wickets in hand. And the most important strike for Bengaluru Blasters was Roshni's wicket.
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, she was a very important cog in that wheel. And getting her out, getting that breakthrough early in the power play will definitely put a lot of pressure back on them.
Pulled away. In the gap. Boundary. Much needed dispatch here for the Gulbarga Mystics. Krishika gets a first one. 4 overs gone, 19 for 2. Slight little error from Pratyusha Chaluru in the last ball of the previous over. That's all. Apart from that, 5 very, very good deliveries. I should say 5 mysterious deliveries. Even as commentators, we don't get to pick what she's trying to deliver, isn't it?
Yeah, she has a bit of an action like Sunil Narayan, Naveen. And I like that. I like the way that she hides the ball and then just at the moment of delivery gets a little bit of a becomes a bit of a challenge for the batter right there.
You're kind of softening your talks. No, it's a big challenge there to pick the ball. Oh, edged and gone! Namita D'Souza strikes and she says, I do not want to hear any sound. Good celebration from Namita D'Souza. Harshita has to walk back. Oh, this is Gulbarga mistakes, trying to pile up the pressure onto themselves. Keeper tried to move to the leg side first and then corrected her course. And look at that celebration.
The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters are all over the Gulbarga Mystics. Harshita will be very disappointed there. She was looking to make some room, trying to play towards that third man region. But getting that edge. Soumya coming in now for the Gulbarga Mystics, another senior player. They will be looking for her to get those big runs, try and create a partnership here, put the pressure back onto the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Namita D'Souza again will look to keep that line, keep that length.
And what a good over this, especially after the follow-up over of Pratyusha Chaluru from the other end and now from the Anil Kumble end. More importantly, bringing in new batters and putting them under pressure straight away. Soumya will get an easier one down the leg side. But how important was Roshni's wicket and also the next one that did bite the dust for the Gulbarga Mystics.
Yeah, they've gotten 3 wickets in the power play. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters have been on them like a rash. Important here for Soumya and Krishika to build a partnership, try and rotate that strike, play some sensible cricket here.
Pulled away, but not really off the middle of the bat. But more importantly, that previous over was so nice, and this was the first wicket that went down. Good catch from Chandasi, and then a couple of more wickets that went down in Pratyusha's over. Roshni, big disappointment for her, and immediately Namita D'Souza coming in and taking that very important wicket, the third one, and I love that celebration of not listening to the sound. Also, now with 3 wickets going down, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters probably feel that they are in the driver's seat. But Soumya, like you mentioned, is a senior pro alongside with Krishika. They need to switch a partnership because the required run rate is just under 10. They can get it any time that they need. In the air again, towards deep extra. Oh, just been put down. Well. Pratyusha will not be happy with that one. Krishika will be happy, and that is Ananya Hegde for all you know. Well, the head coach is still watching.
Great effort there, but just at the last second pops right out of her hands. Need to take those catches, need to create those opportunities here, Naveen.
Oh, huge appeal. That was straight enough and gone. That's it. Soumya has to walk back. Namita D'Souza strikes again in her second one of the over. Well, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. They're just making this look very, very easy and simple.
Yeah, Namita saying, if you can't do it, I'll do it myself. I like those lengths she's hitting. She's hitting those hard lengths. And Soumya will now have to walk back.
Yeah, they'll have to really come up with, I think, plan C, plan D now, as the Gulbarga Mystics. Plan A, B have failed for sure. As Aditi Rajesh walks in at number 6. Still in the power play, mind you. A couple of deliveries after this also to come in. 5.2 overs of power play, and they've almost lost half of their side. It's not a good side for the Gulbarga Mystics. Pratyusha will be really happy. Of course, like you said, Namita D'Souza would have been disappointed when that catch went down from Ananya, but then the next delivery immediately is keeping the ball straight and plumb in front. Two for 7, which has got that deep third fielder and deep covers. That's it. Simple and effective. Good finish to the over. What a fabulous over from Namita D'Souza. 5 overs gone. They're struggling, Gulbarga Mystics. 22 for 4.
Small change in the comms. Back in the comm box, this is me, Vikram, with my fellow commentator, Srinath. As we watch this tale unfold, I must say that actually these two, Krishika and Aditi, are well capable of taking the team past the total. Aditi Rajesh has played for senior women. She's had ons and offs in the previous seasons. And she and Krishika can actually take this through. But yes, the key is wickets. The next batter is the left-handed Kinjal Patel, and she'll have to make sure that she gives the strike to Aditi Rajesh. I think that would be the best bet from now. Scoreboard pressure telling.
So this target of 151 in 18 overs is looking like, you know, a climb to the Himalayas. And Pratyusha doing it smartly. She's bowling those knuckle balls, what do you call as carom balls, to the right-handers. She's mixing up the off breaks to the left-hander. And she's an experienced campaigner, having seen everything at the international level. She's bringing all that experience into play here.
Just a little hesitation there. Yes, like you said, you mentioned to me that there's a bit of a Sunil Narayan in a lot of bowlers these days. So Pratisha sees the conditions and she just changes into that combination of mystery spinner, as you call it. So looking back at this game, yeah, Trisha D is to come as a batter, a batting all-rounder. She can hit the ball a long way. Yeah, I can see that Kinjal is going to try to rotate the strike now. That's primarily what I see her doing now. Yeah, you're right. Ramita is one of the premier bowlers in Karnataka. She plays for the under-23s, and definitely you would consider her a spearhead in the Karnataka setup. Works a lot on her rhythm, works very hard on her game. She's been around a long time. Let's see if she can wrap up the tail for the Bangalore Blasters. But there could be a surprise here if Aditi decides to do something different. From what I've seen, one of her favorite areas is just that third. There is a third protecting the boundary there, but she's smart enough to work it between the third and the backward of point. So I think she's going to target that area. She's looking around there right now, but Namita is a wily customer too. She knows she has to just get the ball into the batter, which makes it hard to play inside out. It's a lovely shot, just played, just timed well enough to beat the fielder there. Yeah, like you were saying, there is a lot of cricket. There's been a surge in cricket this year with the new administration coming in. They've decided to have under 15s cricket. Also, there's two different tournaments for the senior women and the under 23s. That ball is just played, hit back. Kinjal is in form. Yes, a welcome boundary, two boundaries back to back. I think there's a message that the Gulbarga Mystics are sending out here. It's not Aditi alone. Kinjal knows how to play the field. Oh, it's not yet over. Yeah, these will be welcome runs also for the Mystics. They need runs in any form, any which way they come. And of course, you'd agree with me that this actually upsets the rhythm of the bowling team.
Extra balls from the bowling side will certainly upset the rhythm of the bowling side. So when a run out occurs with the batting side, that always, puts a lot of butterflies in the tummy there. Sigh of relief. That finishes the over and the spell for Namita D'Souza. 2 for 21 or 4 for Namita. At the end of 7, Gulbarga Mystics are 41 for the loss of 5 wickets.
So probably the commentators call to have a leg break bowler, wrist spin bowler who can turn the tide of the match. Ananya Hegde, no stranger to these situations. She's played senior women Karnataka. She's also played the under 23s as one of the prime members of the team. And she does tend to bowl a line which is on and around off stump, just outside around fourth stump. So let's see if she can turn the tide with her wrist spin here.
Important phase in the game. Typically in a T20 game, what we talk about, the middle overs or the consolidation phase is over number 7 to 15. It's an 18 over a side game, and this is the time, just not about building a partnership, but to keep ticking the scoreboard along. Your boundaries and the singles are most important now. Brilliant start to her spell. Once again, a short third, a backward point, extra cover, mid-off inside the circle. Is she by any chance the sister of Shubhang Hegde?
Yes, that is correct. She is, and I have heard that they have a lot of table-side discussions and competitions among them who got more wickets as she bowls this particular ball. Seemed to be the top sprint bowl and gone straight to backward of points. So yeah, from what I understand from the father is there are a lot of good friendly fights at the dinner table when these they talk to each other about what tally of wickets or runs they've had at the end of the day. Yeah, I think since Shubhang's not playing now, Ananya will have the upper edge now. Today is her day to show her brother, since you brought in the family question, how good she is, what she can do as she sets her field over here. Kinjal seems to be looking quite confident out there. Aditi would like a partner like her to be around for some time.
More spin. We're going to get to see more of spin as the days go by in this tournament. Each team plays each other twice. The top two qualify for the grand finale on the 2nd of August. Which team lays their hand on this glittering Maharani Trophy? We would wait and see. And Rituar Gowda is the off spinner in action. Again, 3 boundary riders on the leg side. Long on, a cow corner, and a deep square leg. There she comes, and she picks up a wicket straight away. Spinners galore today at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Certainly a hit-me ball. She was surprised that the ball came back to her. Nothing short from Aditi Rajesh. Certainly she would be surprised that she had to lob the ball and a comfortable cotton ball.
You watch this replay, Ritu Gowda firing that ball. There's a bit of a ball didn't seem to come on, and there she holds the catch, just backpedaling a little bit. Fantastic for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters as they claim another wicket. Do you see the ball not coming on as evenly, or is this just the batters making mayhem for themselves?
I think it's more to do with the sort of pressure they're putting on themselves. It's the scoreboard pressure. 6th wicket has gone down right now, and you see the sort of shot that came off. In fact, their eyes lit up seeing the short ball come away, but execution was pretty poor. And in fact, Ritu Gowda was surprised herself. That, did I get a ball off this wicket, was the question. And this brings in the captain Rajeshwari Gaikwad, more known for a prowess with the ball in hand. But can she pull off something? A miracle with the bat today. A long way. Current run rate is 5.39 and the required run rate is 10.88. Herculean task, 44 for 6.
It's a loud appeal, umpire shaking her head. No, that's not out. But the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters definitely on top. But you're coming back to Aditi's dismissal. Do you really think that batters who want to play the field so hard and so much are caught in two minds, and therefore that's causing this confusion? Of course, you've got to play the game the modern way. I'm not saying you go back 20 years. So I think that's when the batter gets into muddle, and you kind of need to excuse them sometimes.
Also with the modern day cricketers, what I've seen, especially in this particular format of T20, the thought process is always they want to get ahead of the game. you see in a new bowler come in, you're aware of what she delivers, but the first ball coming your way, certainly that was a hit me ball. But over anxious, trying to club the ball out of the ground, losing shape, just going in for par. I think these are the things that keep running on your mind, and that was the downfall of Aditi. I think many a times innovation, trying to not keep things simple and trying to be innovative with your batting or bowling, is your downfall in this particular format.
That's a fairly flighted way. Ritu Gowda's going for a little bit of flight. It just falls marginally short of the fielder around that straightish cow corner. So, yeah, I mean, I guess Aditi felt, and I keep harping on about her because she was really the last hope, in a sense, for the Mystics, that she felt she'd been there for long enough and now is the time to go and let's unsettle this new bowler before she gets into a groove.
Trying to do that, and it was her own downfall, and she's put the bowler on top now. You spoke about the last ball where there was so much of, slowing down on the pace of the delivery because the scorecard reached 45 for 6. Comfortably, Ritu Gowda can afford to do that. She's in a comfortable position now, and Bengaluru Blasters in the driver's seat. Once again, tossed up nicely, and this time around, back at Cutwell. The middle of the blade, and Kinjal is looking in fine touch. A welcome boundary to finish the over, and Mystics finish it 53 for the loss of 6 wickets. Halfway mark in this particular game. 18 overs aside is what this game, because of rain, the game started at 2:55. 49 for 6. At this stage are Gulbarga Mystics. Certainly they are tottering at this stage. They need a miracle from here on. No freebies and nothing being given away by the spinners of Gulbarga Mystics. They've been spot on, be it Anya Hegde, Pratyusha, or for that matter, last over Ritu Gowda, though she got a wicket of a rank short ball, but they've been on top. A rare loose ball as we speak about it, but good cricket all round. A good sweep shot, a sliding stop at deep square leg, restricting the scoring to 2. This is what has been the feature of today's game. We've seen some fantastic ground fielding and even some brilliant catching. Especially I would like to mention the one which Prerna took in the first innings, diving in front of her at deep mid-wicket. I think they've already set standards, benchmarks for their ground fielding and catching. But as a couple of games go by, we certainly could see the players open up and, express themselves more than what they have been able to do today.
Quite right, and at this stage, Ananya Hegde seems to be delivering the goods, just bowling a tight line. She may not need to turn the ball too much right now. She's not worried too much about that. So I think the Blasters are right on top. They're coming in like a bunch of cougars.
What creates batters to get into playing such false shots is the dot ball pressure. Relentlessly trying to keep one batter on strike, and all the more happy is Ananya Hegde to bowl at one batter so that she can retain the same field. As soon as there's a single, the strike changes and she has to bowl to a left-hander in Kinjal Patel, who's looked good so far. She's hit a couple of crisp boundaries in the previous over of Namita D'Souza. But can she do the same against Ananya Hegde, where there is not much of pace on offer? The difference in hitting boundaries of a faster bowlers and spinners are two different things. Can she create some pace is the important thing. On the back foot, punches it in front of Extrakawa. Brilliant hitting from Kinjal Patel. What they require more to come in the overs is Kinjal Patel doing it. Is this the beginning, what we are seeing from Kinjal?
There's that lovely shot you described, just past the extra cover there. a bit of an uphill task, to use the cliche again. But yes, it's the fun in trying. It's the struggle to the glory that's really the fun element.
One of the most tougher shots to play in the game of cricket. Leg spinner bowling into you on the back foot, trying to middle the ball and getting it between mid-off and extra cover off the back foot. Swing and a miss. But the intent is pretty clear. She's taking the bowlers on. She's saying the game is still not over. Just a matter of few big hits. And if Rajeshwari can give her the sort of help from the other end, I think certainly we can see something in the offing for this game. And Kinjal has shown the ability as a good all-rounder. She bowled pretty well with the left armers. They've shown the ability with the bat. Last ball of over number 10. Stepped out and again goes over extra cover. Does the ball have the legs? Once again, a brilliant bit of fielding at the deep extra cover boundary. Restricts the scoring to 2. End of over number 10. Gulbarga mistakes are 59 for the loss of 6 wickets.
Much needed drinks break there for the Gulbarga Mystics as Kinjal Patel is holding fort with the bat along with her skipper. 25 of just 14 deliveries, but the partnership is nurtured well, I should say. 15 runs. It's a good partnership compared to the others. It's the second best partnership in this Gulbarga Mystics. It was run chase. Previous best being Kinjal and Aditi together, and even there, Kinjal has done well. She's also played the under 23, if I'm not wrong, Kinjal Patel, because very important that she stays in the middle. Change of voices, of course. It is Naveen Shauri, and alongside with me is Param Shah, as Ritu Argauda will come in for her second over from the Anil Kumble end. What is more important is how long can they carry on with this partnership, because 12 runs an over needed from here on in.
Yeah, it's a tall mountain they're climbing, Naveen. Ritu Gowda taking that cotton bolt in her previous over. She's got some work up her sleeve as well.
Oh, that was a very well judged catch, I should say, especially the timing of a jump. Leaning backwards, not too tall, but that lean backwards of a backbone and the spinal cord completely flexibly going behind. Needed much more skill than just a jump from her. Shows the flexibility, shows the fitness level that these players bring into the Maharani Trophy 2026. And like we were also mentioning about the required run rate here, hovering around 12 runs on over. I think Kinjal Patel should understand this, that she needs to bat the 18th over. Stepping down, lucky inside edge. Welcome boundary towards fine leg. Big welcome boundary, I should say.
Yeah, she got lucky there. Kinjal Patel. Just a couple of steps down the track and inside edge going down for a Kalyani Motors boundary. In fact, Naveen, this is the contest we were talking about earlier. An off-spinner bowling to a left-handed batter.
Totally on. She takes that challenge. Goes aerial. One bounce. Boundary. Over long off. Kinjal Patel, like I said, has decided that she will take the attack to the opposition.
Yeah, another good use of the feet there. And fielder inside the 30-yard circle, taking advantage and going over her. Another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Outside edge. Will be stopped at short third. How important it is that Kinjal Patel starts to think like what I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to say she needs to play the 18th over, means first or the second ball of the over. Take that risk and stay there, which is not trying to do that. She's just trying to take the attack to the opposition. That's something that she needs to discuss it out with her skipper in the middle. Good over though for Gulbarga Mystics after the drinks. 11 gone, 69 for 6. $25 runs, the partnership of 17 deliveries. Play the 18th over or try and go for shots against Ananya Pandey.
Well, I think Kinjal will have to anchor the innings here. Rajeshwari Gaikwad will have to hold fort with her. Important that they continue scoring some big boundaries, but at the same time rotate that strike, play some sensible cricket.
Ananya Hegde knows this, isn't it? First two deliveries of the new over always becomes very crucial. And most importantly for Kinjal, like we were discussing, bat the 18th over and keep what? 16-15 runs?
That'll be key, Naveen. That'll be very key for the Gulbarga Mystics. But having said that, Ananya Hegde only given away 14 runs in her 13 deliveries.
Yeah, we just had a look at that field. Deep covers. Nobody at fine leg. That's why that shot was attempted down the leg side. Also, Rajeshwari known for some big hits down the order. In at number 8 today, the skipper needs a different role play for her with the bat today. And every time Kinjal is off strike, Bengaluru are going to love this.
Dot balls create that pressure, Naveen. And Ananya Hegde doing exactly that.
Just to distract the umpire, she just asks a question, no support from behind. So wide delivery. Shubhang Hegde definitely will be watching this, if I'm not wrong. Also, just a request that is coming in from everybody in the comment section. Swalpa Kannada commentary ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ 2026 ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ವೈಡರ್ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೋಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದಾದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ರನ್ಸ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋದಾದರೆ 79 ರನ್ಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹಾಫ್ ವೇ ಮಾರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಹಾಫ್ ವೇ ಮಾರ್ಕ್.
Yeah, Ananya is doing what she's asked to do, keeping it tight. Dot balls creating that pressure for the Gulbarga Mystics. Big swing there, and Naveen, as we can see that the lights have now come on. The new LED lights at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಇವಾಗ 5:29 ಲೋಕಲ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿಯರಿಗೆ. ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ 2026 ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್ಸು ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸೀಸನ್ ಆಡಿದಾಗ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಆಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದು ತುಂಬ ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ದ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್, ದ ನ್ಯೂ LED lights, that's the new LED lights that was being installed during the Maharaja Trophy 2026. It was inaugurated, of course, by our lovely president of KSCA, Venkatesh Prasadana, and all the MC members alongside. So it's a big advantage and a big experience now for the Maharanis to play under lights. 12 overs gone, 74 for 6. And you mentioned about the LED lights. ಪರಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು LED ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅವಾಗವಾಗ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ರಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ LED lights as well, as Mithali Vinod will come into the attack for the 13th over. Mithila, in fact, from Anil Kumble end. How did that process get underway? That is very important, isn't it? How long did it take to replace the old lights?
Yes, in fact, the management has been wanting to upgrade the infrastructure here at the Karnataka State Cricket Association, and not just in Bengaluru but all our officials zones. And it's important that we reach and cater to all our zones.
In the air, will fall short. Yeah, Kinjal is trying to take the attack. First ball, like we were talking about, the chase. Yeah, Mufshil zones that you mentioned, very important. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ರಾಜನಗರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ರಾಜನಗರ್ KSCA ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ದರಾ ಬೇಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಆನ್ ದಿ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿನೌಂಡ್ poet Dara Bendre. Of course, he was born in Hubballi, Dharwad district. Speaking of that infrastructure, it's amazing. And how well that was being covered along, isn't it? Very important.
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, the Muffisil zones, important to take not only the cricket there but also an enhanced and upgraded infrastructure. As you mentioned earlier, Hubli, we have witnessed the new lights, and now that will also be happening in Mysore. And that's another wicket. Kinjal has been dismissed. Unnecessary shot that was being played from Kinjal Patel. She knew that the pressure was on. She had to play. It was wide outside the off stump. Went for the cut. Good catch at backward of point. Did not have to move a lot. It was played away from her body as well. No control on that shot. Did not keep the ball down. Did not use her wrists at all. But a very good knock from Kinjal Patel. Will be remembered in good books, but not probably towards the winning cause for the Gulbarga Mystics. 76 for 7 now as she departs for a very well made 37 with 7 boundaries to her name, 7 fours. That's a good contribution. Mithila Vinod, really striking that one at the right time. Ritu Argauda did not have to move at all at that backward of point, isn't it? Yeah, we've seen some exquisite fielding today, Naveen. And Gulbarga Mystics in all sorts of trouble.
First ball. Pulls away really well. Ah, what a stop. Phenomenal. She's probably hurt her knee a little, but it will give appreciations from all across the ground. The physio has to come running in. Karnika out there in the deep square leg. She's probably pulled a cramp. That's all I feel. Nothing more, nothing more. She's just probably hit her knee on the ground very hard, and she's just pulled a little bit of a muscle out there. What an effort. Fabulous. There. That right knee of hers first hitting the ground, and there immediately she was stretching. That showed she just pulled a muscle out there. Probably the calf muscle or just above the knee.
Yeah, Karnika was in the COE not too long ago and had injured her knee while she was there in the camp. I believe her right shoulder was injured while she was in camp. Great effort here. She seems to be walking. Seems to be okay. I think she'll be continuing.
That's good sign. And there you see she's stretching that calf muscle. Yeah, that's just a muscle pull. She'll be fine. A very, very fit girl. Very fit player. Karnika, of course. There you see the support coming in from the others also. Keeps her going. Oh, that was a phenomenal effort in the deep. That square leg definitely saved a couple of runs. Trisha, idea was right because the third fielder was up in the ring. But trying to get a little too cute on that occasion. But Rajeshwari now, as a skipper, lots running in that head for sure.
Yeah, she'll have a lot to think about. Rajeshwari and Trisha, they really need to pull one out of the hat here. Mithila Binod keeping it tight, keeping that good line.
That's found the gap. It's running away towards that boundary. Welcome boundary here for Trisha and Gulbarga Mystics. Beautifully steered that one away towards deep back of point. 13 gone, 82 for 7. We were talking about the lights, isn't it? The new set of LED lights that's been installed. Of course, you would have seen a lot in terms of the lights and the players and the umpires experiencing that for the first time in the Maharaja Trophy coming out. We felt that was a big inclusion that came along. See the bowling car, they'll be really happy. Everybody chipping in with wickets, apart from Ananya Hegde out there. But every important juncture, they have pegged a lot of wickets. Pratyusha, it is so tough to pick her as a batter into her second spell. 2 overs, 10 runs for 2 wickets before this. Yeah, coming back, how important it is for these lights to get used to in the making, because it might look like as if it's too bright. It might look like as if it's a little more than the normal light shine. It needs to get used to, isn't it?
Yes, it's very important for us that the lux levels that we were talking about are not only comfortable for the players but also the viewers at home. They need to get used to that, and Pratyusha flighting that delivery there. Yeah, coming back to the lux levels that we were talking about earlier, as we were saying that it's important that the players have the right visual while they're on the field under lights, and the viewers at home get that visual as well.
A good point that you made, because on camera it might look a little too bright, or as you were mentioning about the lux levels, you'll need to also throw some more LED light on that terminology. The lux level, it's the sharpness that we actually have to say in layman terms if everybody needs to understand that one. The sharpness and everything that needs to get used to. Good stop, hard shot extra. Brilliant effort. And they're making this 150 look too tough now. 16 runs and over to get. It's getting tougher and tougher for the Mystics. And the Lux levels there are getting tougher, isn't it, for the Mystics?
Yeah, we've seen some outstanding fielding, haven't we, Naveen? Brilliant, brilliant effort there. And that'll be a single towards deep mid-wicket. End of the 14th, 85 for 7.
$85 for 7 after 14. 4 more overs left in the game. 66 in 4. A section of the crowd on a weekday. They've come out to watch their own children, the neighbors play this game. Fantastic cross section, and KSCA has just opened these stands for these people to come and watch this exciting game of cricket. Mithila Vinod back into the attack. She picked up 1 wicket in the first over. She bowled. I think anybody who's come down to bowl has had a field day today. It's been a clinical performance so far. With the bat, they put on 150 with that flourish towards the end, and we discussed about the momentum they took back in the first half. It's showing with what they are doing on the field right now.
Just a single there. Yeah, just coming back to one point, I must say that I was a little surprised for Mithila Vinod to be bowling this late and batting this late. It strikes me that perhaps Samarth, who's coaching the team, is actually encouraging the youngsters to come up ahead and step up to the plate. It's a good thing too, it's paid off today, and she can be saved for the later games where she can be used right at the top.
Pretty handy all-rounder. Let's take a look at her action. She just jumps off a bit, and that's the ball, and that goes high in there. Over deep square leg, but comfortably tidied off at the deep square leg boundary, restricting the scoring to 2. Well, talking about the ability of Mithila Vinod, opportunity for the other players to rally around her and put up the hand today. Though it's a game we always call about the game of glorious uncertainties. You never know till the last ball is bowled. But as of now, 63 from 21 looks really Herculean. Just 3 wickets in hand. Real tough ask. Pressure mounting. Dot ball pressure. Where they can get to here becomes the big thing. Opportunities plenty for all the cricketers who are representing their individual franchises. Slow one, but a full toss of the outside edge, racing away on this outfield. Another Kalyani Motors boundary, this time from the bat of Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha with those long levers doing like we thought a little bit, but it's come a little later as you watch the shot. Just past the backward point, bisecting those fielders, a fantastic shot. A few more of those earlier, but really the loss of wickets hurt the Gulbarga Mystics. They'll be thinking of rejigging the batting order for the next game, perhaps.
Dot ball to finish the over. End of 15, 92 for 7, Gulbarga Mystics. 151 is the target. Looks a mighty big one. 19.67 per over. This is the time when Karnika Karthik, who picked up 1 wicket in the only over she bowled so far. She's coming in from the Rahul Dravid end. You're talking about the batting order to be rejigged in the upcoming games. Early stages of the tournament. Hardly did the teams have time to get together for a small camp of sorts, and certainly post-auction, how it went their way, they would have gotten to do a brainstorming and decided to get the best playing 11 on the park. Obviously, the defeat in the first game would certainly be a false start, but nevertheless, the tournament is still not over. They're going to face the same team again once more down the line in this tournament. It all boils down to how they start. We're seeing some good variety from Kanika in the first 2 balls. We saw a seam-up delivery on the first one, mixing it up nicely with the slower back of the hand delivery. She can afford to do that. The reason being 7 wickets down, and the net run rate, current run rate is 6.8, and they require 22 per over from here on.
Beating the bat here, but yes, what we saw last year when she was Karnika was part of the Mangalore Dragons was you do have these changes of pace from her at any time. She really changes the momentum, doesn't allow the batters to play their shots. So like you rightly said, yes, now she can afford to do that easily, but she is one of the innovative players. Always, she's got a wonderful slow one, and her attitude is the same in batting, where she plays shots where you least expect them.
We've seen excellent change-ups from her in this over. 4 dot balls. And Rajeshwari Gaikwad, the captain, has just not found any of the touch. Basically, it's been a struggle for her. 25 balls for a 9. Will it be a case of redemption for them? At least can they get to that magical figure of 100? Once again, timing, is it good on it? Does it have the legs in? Yes, just beats a despairing diving effort at the deep square leg. And a welcome boundary of all sorts from the blade of Rajeshwari Gaikwad.
Yes, but I also must mention, talk about the bat, here we see this ball again being played to the boundary, beating the fielder. There could have been a differently timed dive which might have stopped the ball, but that goes to the boundary. 2 fielders not able to stop that ball. I think that we're really waiting to see the best of Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters yet. We're probably going to have Inchara and Pratyusha Chaluru play very, very different shots as this tournament progresses. And just talking about this particular game, there's something to play for with the Mystics, but I'm sure they'll be aware of the net run rate in the end. There's just that change-up that I told you about. Absolutely not giving the batter. That's the end of the over. It's 96 for 7 as we move on to the 17th over.
Fall of wickets at regular intervals, which has put the Mystics batting in a spot of bother. The one ray of hope it was Kanika. I think she looked really good, not only with the ball, with the bat also. 96 for 7 at the end of 16. 2 more overs to go in this game, and the captain comes back for her final over. She's had a real field day. A flourish, a small cameo with the bat towards the end, which got the Bengaluru Blasters to that magical figure of 150. And tottering at 96 for 7 are Gulbarga Mystics. They've got a lot of work to do. It's a very short tournament. When you get again back on the park, maybe in a day or 2, not too many breaks in between. It's going to not only take a toll physically, but mentally after this particular loss. Absolutely no pace on offer. She's been pretty smart, got her fields in the right position, allowing the batter to create all the pace. You could expect that pace from Karnika, but not an inch from Pratyusha, a very canny operator.
Yeah, like you rightly said, a very canny operator. And actually, I'm just thinking maybe the coaches have rallied around Pratyusha and said, look, we've seen you bowl your leg spin, do something different here, get this tournament off to a different start, rattle the opposition. She almost looks like an off spinner today or a combination spinner, not a leg break bowler. Here's another one.
I think she's varied the speed even on her carom balls. We see the variation in speeds and the angles which she's delivering. And every ball, she's got a field in the right position. 3 boundary riders on the leg side, a deep square leg, a deep mid wicket, and a long on. She's getting the batter to hit against the spin. She has to re-bowl that. This time around, the batter outfoxing the bowler, and she's wearing a thinking hat as a captain and not removed it at all. She's bowling with the cap on. So that's Pratyusha for you. Hiding the ball behind Sonal Narayan type. Oh, straight down the ground. Does it have the legs? Cleaning up, done it long on. It's about the pace in the game of cricket, especially when the women play. When no pace on offer, it's about the power you need to generate. That's what we've seen that's been lacking in the Gulbarga Mystics lineup. One more appeal, and yes, in affirmation. The umpire has no hesitation. It's Trisha who bites the dust this time around. Straightforward decision for the umpire to take her time. That is wicket number 8 for Gulbarga Mystics.
Yeah, you see a pretty straightish ball, just letting it go with the arm. A little bit of, I think Pratyusha hesitated with the appeal, and so did the umpire. Umpire is almost saying, if you appeal, I will give it out. It seemed to me to be hitting just about leg. Just a minute's hesitation for Pratyusha. But I must say, this is one bowler. Now, I'm talking about the Senior Women's T20 tournament, which was played where Pratyusha played for Palar CC and against Vultures. And she was instrumental in seeing that side through. There was a very tight overs to bowl when they defended the total against Vultures. So there you have this very, very smart operator with all her experience. And this situation is very easy for her to handle.
Experience, it's just not about coming in behind you, but executing that experience on the field is what is more important. Last ball of her spell and the last ball of the 16th over. Kushi, the new batter, straight away. Some bat on that. Comfortably turn around for 2. That also brings up the 100 for Gulbarga Mystics. Some solace. 101 for the loss of 8 wickets at the end of 17 overs.
So Karnika it is, who will bowl the last over. Not much pressure. Let's just see how the Mystics work towards a better net run rate for themselves.
Does the bowler lead any more cushion than this? 50 of 6 balls. I think 36 is something that can be achieved with 6 legal deliveries aboard. But 50, it can only happen, remember when you used to play book cricket as youngsters, that's the only possibility there. And what more platform do you need to come and deliver? She can try anything she wants at hand. And it's just the writing on the wall, 5 more balls. A long hit, she doesn't get beyond the long on fielder. The agony ends for Rajeshwari Gaikwad, who struggled in the middle, if you can say. 14 of 31, comfortably botched up at long on. 1 more wicket for Mithila. Sorry, Karnika.
Yeah, there's nothing for the batters to do but just to go for it. Throw the kitchen sink at the ball here. You see that a big heave there, hoping it'll get some elevation, but the fielder was rightly positioned to pedal back or come forward. Wonderful catch, well taken. But sometimes when you have too much time, you might drop catches, but here the fielder holding on to it very well. Let's see what the last batter does now.
it was a huge struggle for Rajeshwari Gaikwad after winning the toss. That was the only thing she did right in this game. They did struggle with the ball, and 150 was a tall order, and certainly the Bengaluru Blasters would have been a happy team when they walked out in the first half, and their execution with the ball and the ground fielding and catching has been top-notch. Back cut once again, we are seeing some brilliant piece of fielding in the outfield. This has been a feature, Vikram. Overall, though we've seen flashes of brilliance with the bat, especially in the first innings we saw, was it Lavanya, who got the team off to a good start. She got 40-odd, which was instrumental in laying the base, and the Blasters getting to 150 of 18 overs. But overall, the ground fielding especially has been outstanding, and some excellent catches being taken in the outfield.
This ball just tickled down to backward square for the single. Yeah, you're right. It's been a really uphill task for the Mystics. I actually think that they went ahead of the two younger batters just so that they can have their senior batters like Aditi Rajesh bat a little later. So it's actually what I meant by rejigging, as in getting back to the original batting order. But you got to play the game well, no matter what combinations you set in terms of the batting order. As we peter this game out into a rather tame finish in some senses, but it's never over until it's over. What I mean by that is that the tournament is on and the net run rate is at the top of the Mystics' mind.
For a minute, Lucky, you said it's the tournament. I think the writing is on the wall, and 2 balls and 50 runs to get. Oh. Once again, a big hit. Absolutely no timing on it. Lucky for her, didn't time it really well. One bounce, and that's game, set, and match. 102 for 9 is what Mystics could get in their allotted 18 overs. A clinical, comprehensive performance by the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, both with the bat and on the field when they came out with ball in hand, and especially the ground fielding and catching. Excellent captaincy from Pratyusha, leading from the front, using her resources to the hilt and getting the bowlers at the right time to bowl in. Obviously, what not, you can see the happy faces, the way you need to start a tournament. The first game of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026 at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bengaluru. Though we had a false start to the game, though we call rain in Hindu mythology as an auspicious sign for anything to start, it did happen. The game was reduced to 18 over a side, but nevertheless, the crowds, whatever they have come in for, they got their money's worth. We got a full game, just 2 overs were knocked off, and the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters supporters is whom we can see. Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 game number 1, Gulbarga Mystics in their allotted 18 overs, chasing 151, ended up at 103 for 9. The end result, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters winning the first game in this tournament by 47 runs.
Yeah, as you look at the batting card, and now here you see the bowling card. So I can see that a lot of confidence is being placed in the youngsters by both these teams. Will it be a feature of this tournament? The Mystics have tried that also in their batting order, and also when they bowled the young Kushi up the order. I would say that it's a very good attitude from the coaches to allow the youngsters to shine first, because they're the ones who are going to have to rise later. So Namita D'Souza with 4 overs, 21 runs, 2 wickets, and the other bowlers, as we saw on the screen briefly. And now the highlights of the game.
Batting first, the Bengaluru Blasters got off to a reasonable good start, rocked by a couple of wickets, but we did see some quality shots, especially of the experienced Rajeshwari Gaikwad. The batters were not hesitant to use their feet. A couple of brilliant shots down the ground, peppered the whole of the outfield, but one saving grace was young Kushi, who though went for a couple of boundaries to start with, picked up 2 wickets later on. Some sort of sparkle we saw when they bowled, but overall towards the fag end of the innings we saw some real power hitting and some boundaries come through. That was the time when Pratyusha in the end got off to that sort of cameo that people look forward to. In the end, 150 of 20 overs is what the Bengaluru Blasters got in their required 18 overs. Some real 360-degree shots, especially from Pratyusha. We saw some laps, we saw some reverse stride, but she played some exquisite shots over extra cover inside out. That was a feature of her batting, and overall the bowling and the fielding department was reasonably good, especially the catching and ground fielding were excellent with the Gulbarga Mystics. But in the end, the last 2 or 3 overs was when the game was taken away from the Mystics. The Bengaluru Blasters in the end at the half-time, the end of the 18 overs, put up a real tall score of 150, which really was found a tall order in the end. We were talking about the wickets at regular intervals. In the chase, Mystics kept on losing wickets at regular intervals, which didn't help them in any which way. We had quite a few LBW decisions that went the way, and in fact that shows the sort of lines the spinners bowled. They were spot on with their field positionings. The catching was excellent, though the forced shot play, the issue was there were a lot of dot balls, wickets at regular interval, but Patel was the one who was standout, who got a brilliant 37 in a short time, and every bowler who came in came to the party. The wickets column, when you look at it, everybody had wickets in the kitty, and moving forward, certainly Bengaluru Blasters will take this victory. 2 points in the kitty, just not with those 2 points, but they certainly will go in with a lot of confidence in the games to come by. And this is an afternoon or an evening which the Mystics would certainly look to forget in a hurry.
Yes, I think you're absolutely spot on in saying there was some fantastic field positionings for the right bowlers. The captains guiding the youngsters knowing what to do. Of course, you had a few odd deliveries go down the leg side, which is considered not so good in today's competitive cricket, but you've got to allow the youngster, cut them some slack over there. So all in all, it's a good learning. I think we sometimes start a little slow for the Mystics, and I did hear that they took their time to think about who taking the option. I look at the batting card here.
The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters versus the Gulbarga Mystics. Kalyani Blasters batting first, got 150 for 6 in 18 overs. Contributions from Lavanya Chalana, 41 of 23, 27 of 17 from Nandini Chauhan. Pratyusha, that cameo, and then 24 of 19. The bowling department good, reasonably good. 2 for Kushi, 2 for Nainisha. The captain chipping in at 1, but the Mystics just lost it straight away in the power play in the chase. 103 for 9 is what they got in the allotted 18 overs. Kinjal Patel, the lone standout there, 37 of 22. Hardly any contributions from the rest. Pratyusha again with the ball, 3 for 18. And in the end, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters winning this game comfortably by 47 runs. What better start would they have asked for in this first game of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026. That was the first game, and we can see some dark clouds hovering around. We'll be back in a short time for game 2. Don't go anywhere.